Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and ready for new tutorial and new challenge. So within this tutorial, we want to go through interaction with data frame. So let's kick off and let's see how we can work around with data frame. So for this tutorial, we need these two files. The first one is the IP file interaction with data frame. A bunch of tasks there are, and we have to go through, and then MPG, which is our file and data we want to consider. So as usual, let's go through data visualization, and here I'm going to create a new folder, and I want to name it section 9. So, and here we go, drag and drop, and then you can come back here, folder data, and so if you have still this auto MPG over there, it's still okay, right? You don't need to do anything else. But if you're missing with this, you need to take it over. But let's go ahead with auto MPG. That we do have it here. All right, then let's kick off. All right, great. Section 9 and interaction with data frame. So let me zoom in. All right, so here we go. All right, for this one, for this tutorial, we want to go through, interact. As we know, we need it to be able to provide interaction elements. And size mode, guys, I want to keep it stretch width because for any any type of interaction, I would like to get everything into the width stretch mode. So Shift Enter, make sure to run it. So then we need to import data. So to be able to import data, make sure to import pandas. All right, pandas as PD. And then import for interaction, we need hvPlot pandas, guys, right? You know this stuff. So then you can insert new cell, but make sure to run it, import data. And then here I want to name it pd.read CSV, which file in data folder, right? And then auto data folder, one folder back, and auto. I think we need to do like this. pd.read CSV. Data. Okay, and then auto MPG. All right, so means go one directory back and then data and then the rest. So df.head, let's see what's going on. The first 3 records, and this is, what we need. MPG, cylinders, displacement, horsepower, the wave, acceleration, the year, the origin, the name, and the manufacturer, right? These are a piece of information that we have. And regarding this data set, guys, as a data analyst, as a data engineer, a data scientist, you know that you need to go through the data and get familiar with data. If you still need more information, you can drill down. For instance, I'm not sure how to take over these column cylinders. Maybe you can take it as a categorical column. All right, or maybe you want to just go ahead as a numerical column. How to check, how to make sure we're going to select the right column for, as a categorical column, you would to say that df cylinders dot value counts. So it says, there are 5 combination of number 4, number 8, number 6, number 3, number 5. So 199 number 4, 103 number 8, and so on. So this is, very well selection for, categorical column if you wish to take it as categorical, or you can try it and check if there is the limited number of unique values, and then you can take it as as categorical column, or might be you want to say that no, let me check, how many null values there are, and then you can check the null value. So if you notice, the sum means go through is null means go through each column, and then the sum means that check the number of null values. So 0, 0, 0 means there is no null value, because this is very great data set, and we wish to have like this, I mean, the type of data. So, but if your data provides with null values, make sure to drop them or replace them. So this is our data, and now we want to go through a bunch of tasks here one by one and see how we are able to interact with data frame using panel widgets and panel dashboarding. All right, so first example is going to say interaction with data frame using select widget. So for instance, let's say I want to take this, this origin, right, as a, let's say, into a drop-down menu. And whenever I select, for instance, North America, and then please, visualize weight, for instance, against acceleration or against displacement, right? I want to provide it with visualization, but I need user interaction because I want to get input from end user. So how we can do it? First of all, let's see how many origin we do have here. So if I say this df, this origin, all right. So then dot this, you can take unique. Just let's take unique. All right. So if I run, perfect. Can see that North America, Asia, and Europe. So that's really perfect category. So I want to take it into a drop-down menu that we call it select widget. And based on our selection, we want to modify the visualization. So of course, you need to convert it to list to make sure we are able to use it. All right, it's much better now. So now let's go through the task. So guys, if you remember, first of all, we need a widget. Okay, let me insert a few more cells because we can provide different interaction here. So let's take it markdown, and what I want to do, let's call it, let's call it version 1. I want to take you guys into different version to see how we're able to work with, panel dashboarding. So here I want to name it use interaction method, okay, for interaction, because I want to use also a decorator and also depends decorator. All right, let's try 3 different versions. So here I want to say use, interaction method, or let's say function. Okay, let's do start. First of all, we need to create a widget, right? This is our first step, right? If you remember, create a widget. We need it for interaction. So select is going to be pn.widgets dot select. So let's name it select. Let's just select, all right. So options. What are the options? Guys, for options, we can take, this one, all right? These are the options. Perfect. So now, if you remember, we need to provide a function for interaction. And the third step is let's say create an interaction between widget or widgets and function. All right, so 3 steps. So for this one, we need a function. Let's call it def and then create. Let's call it create plots. Okay, create plot. So let's send symbol or whatever you wish to name it. And here, what I want to do, we want to visualize, the selected origin. All right, so we have to filter out. I have to say that df, okay, the column called origin, right? So those ones that they are symbol, right? And make sure to send it now. This is the mask, or this is a filter, and then make sure to send it as an index. All right, now we could filter out. And then if you remember from the early sections in this training, right, you need to provide hvPlot to say, okay, I want to take over, I want to get advantage of hvPlot, not matplot library. So hvPlot.scatter. So I wish to provide, let's say, a weight, okay, weight against displacement, right? Displacement. And then, guys, if you wish, you can play around. Means that by means I want to provide the color, right? To provide the third dimension for visualization. Means colorize data. Colorize data. I mean, I want to use like cylinders, right? Cylinders based on the cylinders. So legend, I wish to add legend. So where to add legend, guys? We discussed about all these parameters before. Please make sure to firstly watch the sections in advance that we discuss about all this stuff in detail, and then come over here. Let me add it at the bottom, the legend. So let me add height. I wish to add 400. I wish to add, also 400, let's say. And then also I wish to also add our columns. Means whenever you move your mouse around, I want to see this piece of information. Let's say acceleration, and let's say the model, for instance. Not model here, maybe the manufacturer, let's say MFR. All right, that's it, done, right? So make sure to return. All right, we need to return it, and then at the end you need to have interaction, guide. This is the classical way of interaction type. Interact. What you want to interact, you need to write the name of the function you want to interact, and then the parameters you have to play around and work with. What to send as a symbol, who is in charge of symbols? Select the widget, right? This one is in charge. If you run, perfect. This is what we have, right? You can see that cylinders, we said that different colors you can provide. So guys, you know that you can also work around by clicking on specific cylinders. So then here, I wish that Asia is going to change based on Asia. Europe is going to change based on Europe, right? This is what exactly we wish to go through. Let's convert it to a second version. All right, I'm going to copy this one, Ctrl+C, and come over here. We want to practice, guys, what we really did within previous section. So here, I wish to say version 2. All right. I want to say that not interaction function. I want to say interact decorator. So I strongly recommend to go with decorator, at least for, very user-friendly way of using, and of course for code readability, and also provide lots of improvement on your coding style. So decorator, okay, and why not to change, this interaction function, let's say to interact, okay, make sure to get the same function name. So for interact, what I want to do, I want to copy everything from here. Okay, that's the way we can practice. Paste it here and make sure to add 2 more cells. So here, what we can do, that we have to remove this, right? And just keep, the name of the function we want to interact. And on top of the function, you have to say interact. So what to interact? This symbol is going to be select. That's it, right? So if you run it, you can see it, right? You can see what we have here, right? As we expect. So you know that, guys, since there is only one, input. Let me see, unsupported callable. All right, so we need to keep going with symbol, right? I was trying to use the shorter one, but we need to take like this. So guys, if you remember from previous session, I mentioned that if you use Interact, it's going to be very difficult and challenging to apply layout, right? That was the reason we moved from Interact decorator to depends decorator. But here, guys, since we have just, one plot here, and we have only one function that is going to take over everything, you can apply, pn.row, for instance, and say, put it into a row. But of course, you can see that still into a row. You can consider it into one row. Or if you say .column, you can consider it on one column. The challenge is when you want to shuffle these elements, right? Let's say I want to firstly put plot and then drop down menu, right? If you want to play around with the layout, we discussed within previous training and tutorial that it's really difficult to do so with interaction. It's better to take interact decorator as a simple scenario for small size applications and depends for big application, because for big applications that we will definitely discuss, within next tutorial. We need to consider more functions, right? And if you want to consider more functions, you need to provide more dependencies, more interactions. So in this case, depends is going to provide really great arrangement of this type of, interaction. All right, so let's now do it with depends. Okay, let's see how does it work. I wanted to copy this one from this. I'm going to come over here and then change this code to Markdown. I wish to say, let's say what we name it, version 2. Let's name it version 3. Okay, and then I want to say that use depends decorator. Okay, so how to use it? You need to just remove interact to depends, pn.depends. All right. So, and then here, now you can play around with the layout. For instance, I wish to say that pn.column, I want to use column. So I wish to firstly provide the function and then the object means the widget. So guys can see that now I can play around with this. Why? Because of this depends. It's going to make it really independent of the plot. So you can see that this is my plot. And here we go. Select is here, right? You can select Asia. So why is long? Because here we set everything into stretch width. All right, the sizing mode. That's the reason. If you don't provide a fixed size, it's going to take it into, the width as a stretch width. If you want to take it over outside, just type show. It's going to provide here as a standalone application with a port ID. So this .show, you can see that it's going to launching a very small server at this port number, and then you can easily run it and follow up your design.